to the universe. Say the key to the universe.
I'm a Navy veteran, and I'm just aghast at what's happening to my country. Others have said it, but what I want really is my country back. We've got to stop this. These people need to be accountable. They need to represent what we, the people, want to have done.
Democratic duty to come out and speak out against war crimes and war criminals in our government, and it's the very least we can do as citizens of the United States. I'd like my country back.
As Ahmad Daniels, I was a protester during the Vietnam era, having spent years in the Marine Corps. So I certainly can identify with the evils of war, the injustices that are associated with war also, but particularly this war more than perhaps any other war that mankind can remember. The practices of the Bush administration are very problematic for me and problematic for those that are involved with it. Cindy Sheehan, of course, has been in the forefront of the struggle with her having lost her son, and it really shows what can happen when typical middle-class white American woman who has led for the most part a life of privilege is brought into a different realm of understanding and reality. I would like to think that her words that she's spoken and the words that she will continue to speak in the weeks and months and years to come will awaken more minds that will break them out of this lethargic state that so many Americans are in, caught up with the iPods and the iPhones and all these materialism that lulls us into a sense of false security. Her words can help awaken us to where we need to be as active citizens, protecting this lovely country that we're in, but it can't be done with troops thousands of miles away.
This whole idea that we're taking freedom and democracy to the Iraqis is absolute nonsense. The lies from the Bush administration just keep on going and going, one after another, and it's amazing that in a supposed democracy we can have 70% of people saying they want to get out of Iraq, they don't believe in staying in this war, but yet we stay in the war anyway.
Jim Brown from Asheville, member of Veterans for Peace. We think it's about time that the war was over, and we're mad that the Democrats aren't fighting more for us, representing the people. We're against killing in Iraq. We don't want our own soldiers killed. We don't want Iraqis killed, not anymore. 700,000 is enough. I think it's terrible that there's not any checks and balances and that we went to war in the first place. War shows who's left, not who's best.
I've been against the war since the beginning. It was based on false pretenses. Now we have a false product. Everything has been changing, and it's time for us to stand up for our freedom, speak out as Americans, and demand that we come back from Iraq and get back to where we were before.
3,618 U.S. troops have been killed in Iraq, and I'm 20 years old, I'm a student, and so many of these soldiers who are over there right now are my peers, and it's wrong. It's time to bring them home. It's time to hold George Bush and Dick Cheney accountable.
It doesn't get voiced through the regular media, and I admire for being brave enough to come out and say it. And this is democracy grassroots, and that I'm
originally
for.
From Minnesota.
We are all Americans. We all want to get our guys home safely, as quickly as we possibly can.
We support Cindy Sheehan, yes we do. We feel that there should be impeachment, and there should be articles of impeachment, and the war should stop.
I'm here to protest the unnecessary war, where we're killing hundreds of thousands of civilians, thousands of American soldiers, and wounding them.
Been trying to end the war, prevent the war, 8 months starting, and ever since trying to end the war. So we're going on 5 years now, been on this mission. When Cindy Sheehan came to Crawford, Texas in August 2005, it changed the world. The consciousness and the conscience of the planet Earth shifted during that August, when she went out there with rattlesnakes, and she went out there with all of these different problems that we had, the heat, 110, 120 degrees sometimes. We had fire ants, we had scorpions, and that didn't stop this woman. She's a very, very brave woman. She's on a journey for humanity right now. She's about to leave for the Middle East. She's going to go into Iraq, and she's going to start looking at the situation of the refugee situation in Iraq, the horrendous problems over there. For instance, the 650,000 dead Iraqi people in a war that is illegal and immoral, never should have happened to begin with.
The most important thing is, as we know it from doing our street rallies and everything, the majority of people have moved beyond just being anti-war, but they want the Bush administration, Bush and Cheney in particular, to be held accountable. And a lot of people see him commuting Libby's sentence just recently, commuting Libby's prison sentence as the last straw. You know, this is a totally lawless administration, and if you try to hold them to, accountable to the rule of law, then they'll just flout that right in our face, and it's almost just challenging the American people to do something about it, and challenging Congress to do something about it. And so people need to realize that they are not alone. The people that are anti-war and for impeachment are in the majority. A recent poll, one of the only ones done, said 54% of the American public wants to impeach Cheney and 45% wants to impeach Bush, and I have a feeling that those numbers are probably really a lot higher by the amount of support we get when we do our impeachment events. And my advice would be to call your representatives and your senators, let them know you want impeachment to happen, you support it, you want them to support it, and you want this war to end right now, and to do something locally. Find your local groups. If there isn't one, start one. We can help you do that. You can go to charlotteaction.org and contact us, and no matter where you're at, we'll help you get a peace group going. We'll hook you up with one that's in your area, and we'll help you out in any way we can.
To the universe, say the key to the universe. Just one drop of any man's blood. Just one drop of a woman's tear. Oh, how precious each and every little life, each and every little life is. Oh, how precious each and every little life, each and every little life is.